If I handed you your church's budget with all the line items blacked out, except the dollar amounts, could you guess where most of the money goes? Well, welcome to the first video here in the new year in a series on building healthy ministry. And we're going to start with one of the most revealing documents in your church, and that's the budget. You think about your own personal life. Did you know your personal bank and credit card statements, they reveal a lot about what's important to you? Now, sure, we have things we have to pay. We have to pay utilities and gas and groceries and things like that. But what about the rest? Now, take that same line of thought and apply it to your church budget. That also says a lot about church obligations, even if your mission statement doesn't. Now, if you could pull up your church budget right now, what do you think you could learn from it? Many churches have some very powerful mission statements: reaching our community for Christ, making disciples, loving God, and loving people. But how does that align with where money is assigned? Imagine a church budget with 60% to staff and personnel, 30% to building maintenance and utilities, and maybe 8% to ministries, and maybe 2% to actual outreach or missions. Now look, I'm not saying buildings don't need maintenance or staff shouldn't be paid, but if 90% of the money goes to keeping the doors open and much less goes to the actual mission a church says it has, well, that's a disconnect that I think is worth taking a look at. Just like in our personal life, money flows toward what we value, not what we say we value. Try this sometime. Just take a fresh look at the budget. If someone knew nothing about your church except what was in your budget, what would they say your mission is? Would they say you exist to maintain a building? Would they say you exist to provide jobs, to fund programs for existing members? Or would they say you exist to reach people, make disciples, and minister to your community? Now look at your stated mission if your church has one. And do those two things align? Do they match? Do they support one another? Most churches might discover a gap. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's not. Now, let me be clear about my heart here. This is an invitation to just reflect. It's not criticism. I'm not pointing fingers. It's just about awareness, because we can only steward well what we can see clearly. So why might this happen? Well, budgets drift over time. You inherit line items from decades ago. Building costs, as we all know, certainly creep up. You add a program here, you add a program there. Maybe no one ever asks, does this still reflect who God wants us to be? So here's the reality. It's easier to spend money on things you can see and kind of control, like buildings and programs and salaries, than it is on more unpredictable things like evangelism and community ministry. But let's remember, Jesus is the one that gave us our mandate to seek and to save the lost. So here's my thought. Before work begins on the next budget, and I know we're talking about this early in the year, but get your leadership together and actually look at your budget with a fresh set of eyes, not just presuming things need to stay the same, and just ask some questions. If we really believe our mission is X, what percentage of our budget should reflect that? What will we need to shift to better align with the mission? Where could we redirect even just 5% more toward better reaching people? You don't have to overhaul everything tomorrow, certainly, but at least start the conversation. In our Bethel Baptist Association office, and as our admin team and budget committee meets, we're always looking for ways to save money, to be better stewards of your gifts, to reallocate them to priorities. And here's what I love the most. I always want to look for ways to reinvest back into the ministry of our churches and our people. So thanks for watching this short take as part of our Building Healthy Ministry, and I hope you'll join me for the next video. God bless and goodbye.